Are you ready to knit your very first sweater on your knitting machine? I have created a special sweater pattern just for beginners. So let's pick out some yarn and get started.
I'm using my bulky machine, so I'm going to use some worsted weight yarn.
Step 1, knit a swatch.
I'm just doing an open cast on here over about 30 stitches. I'm going to use tension 4. That usually works well for worsted weight yarn on my bulky machine. So I'm using every other needle, knitting one row, adding weights, and then I will add those in between needles and knit about 60 rows. This is just a quick swatch. I'll let it rest overnight and then calculate my 4 by 4 inch gauge in the morning and see where I'm at.
Step 2, the pattern. Hey machine knitters, I'm Danielle and I'm so excited to finally bring this sweater pattern and tutorial to you guys. I think one of the most exciting things about machine knitting is knitting your own wardrobe. And if you're a beginner, you're probably getting sick of making swatches and hats. You deserve to make something beautiful for yourself, even as a beginner. You can get this pattern at our website, loveyourknittingmachine.com. Just open up another tab and print it off. If you're concerned about matching gauge though, or you're afraid your sweater isn't going to fit because you have long arms or you have different measurements than most other women, then you can use your own yarn and you can use your own measurements with our pattern generator. And I will be sure to link that below. Step 3, knitting the back. We are going to knit a mock rib so that you don't need to use a ribber for this sweater, but it'll still look like you have a rib to the bottom of your sweater and the bottom of your sleeve.
So I knit one row and then I transferred every third stitch to the needle next to it. And that is so that I don't end up with a hole in the garment when I go to fold it up and put it back on the needles to form my cuff. Then after we've knit our rows, we're going to transfer the heel of the stitch to the empty needles. This way, again, we won't have a hole when we fold our cuff up and put our bottom, that first row that we knit, back on the needles. So we're knitting one more row and then we can take our weights off and fold this up and put those first beginning stitches back on the needles. So we have a nice cuff on the end of our sleeve.
This entire sweater is knit in stockinette because it's a beginner sweater. So we are going to knit to the armholes.
You'll want to make sure your tension's where you want it and that you reset your row count. And then you'll just knit as many rows as the pattern tells you to for however long you want your sweater to be.
Step 4, mark the armholes. Step 5, now we're going to knit to the neckline. Step 6. This is probably the most tricky of the whole sweater. We're going to knit the shoulder off onto waste yarn. Then we're going to bind off the neck. And then we're going to knit the other shoulder off onto waste yarn. And you'll want to bind off from the left so that it's prettier.
So I knit the shoulder stitches and now I'm just pushing back the needles of the neckline so that I don't get confused and forget to stop where the shoulder starts. So I'm binding off with, I'm doing a crochet bind off or a latch hook bind off. I just find this to be really easy, but if you'd like to do a different bind off, that's totally up to you. That's what's so nice about machine knitting. We get to choose our favorite ways of doing things and how we like things to look, and then we can do that no matter what the pattern says, really. So your last loop goes on to the end needle of your neckline, and then you want to make sure that you push all those stitches on your neckline back into non-working position, so that you can knit your shoulder stitches off without getting your needles all messed up and trying to knit half of the neckline that you were on. Then just knit each shoulder off onto waist yarn.
So you're probably wondering how we're going to do the V-neck shaping. So let's jump to the armholes on the front of the sweater. From there, you'll knit a few more rows and then you'll start the shaping. Step 9. You're going to knit the number of rows in your pattern and then start decreasing the neckline just like this.
You'll knit one row to the center of your sweater. Then you're going to take the second stitch from the center, move it over to your first stitch, and then move both stitches back. And then you will just knit that. So we're going to knit 2 rows. That was one. Make sure that first stitch knits and then knit back. And we're going to just repeat that the whole way across the neck, or as many times as your pattern says. Once you have your shaping done on your neckline, then you'll be knitting however many more rows your pattern says to knit to the shoulder.
Step 10. Knit the shoulders off onto waist yarn. Step 11. Let's connect the shoulders.
Now we can take the front of our sweater with the right side facing us and put that on the needles. Now we'll take the back of the sweater and make sure that the wrong side is facing us so that right sides are together. Then we'll knit 1 row, and you can bind off however you like. You'll also do the next shoulder at this point. Then you'll be ready for the sleeves because there is no neckline in this sweater. You already did it.
At this point, your sweater is about 2/3 of the way complete. You'll use about as much yarn on the sleeves as you did for the back of your sweater. So if you're concerned that you're going to run out of yarn, you can make the sleeves a little bit shorter. Step 12, the sleeves. We are going to attach the sleeves of our sweater right now because I don't want to have to do any extra seaming that I can actually do on the machine.
So we're pulling out the number of needles needed, and then we're placing stitches onto the needles just kind of the way they lay. So we'll do the end stitch and the middle stitches, and then we'll do another middle and then another middle of that set, and just kind of going along, not stretching anything, just trying to make sure that it looks good and making sure that we get the whole stitch instead of just one section of yarn. So we're just getting set up, adding our weights, threading our yarn and resetting our row counter. Now we need to decrease on the sleeves so that it's not super wide all the way down to your wrist. So I'm just moving 3 stitches over one. That's how I'm going to decrease. You can decrease how you've been taught, or just do it this way. I don't find a full fashion decrease necessary on the sleeves because it's under your arm most of the time.
The last 10 rows are going to be the hem of your sleeve.
So we are moving every 3rd stitch over and making sure the needle is in non-working position. So this will match our mock rib from the waist. You can reset your row counter so you don't have to keep track of how many rows. And we want to lower the tension for our rib. So we want to avoid holes next to our rib or our cuff. So we are going to take the heel of the stitch next to our open needle and put that on our open needle. Then we'll leave that in working position. And this will make sure that we don't have any holes. Then we'll knit 1 row, take off our weights, and we're going to find where we moved our stitches over. So you should see where there are 2 stitches going into 1, and we're going to take that row and we're going to put it back up on the needles.
These 2 stitches turned into 1, so I want to pick up the row that these 2 stitches, so I'm going to hang this on my 5th one.
Then once we get all those back on, we will knit 1 row, but at a looser tension. Then we can bind off. I like the crochet bind off or the latch tool bind off, but you use what you like. This won't be seen because it's the cuff.
You want to make sure to leave a long tail at the end for seaming up your sweater. Step 13 is to mattress stitch the seams of your sweater so that you get a nice professional look and you feel comfortable wearing it wherever you want to go. Congratulations! You have knit your very first sweater, or at least now you know how, and you can be working on that. Being able to knit a sweater is a huge part of machine knitting, and it's the whole reason that I got into machine knitting, because I didn't know how to hand knit, and I wanted to make a sweater that actually fit my very long arms. So now I can do that, and I want to make sure that you guys feel enabled to do that as well.
But if you aren't so sure about making a sweater yet, then you may enjoy making some socks.
But either way, make sure you give your knitting machine some love this week.